Kukrishi. Kukrishi. Something like that, I guess. Not double numbers, welcome. Harry, welcome. Kukrishi. Cool. Okay, I'll try and remember that, but I'll probably mess it up. And if that happens, then, well, don't take it to heart. I mispronounce names all the time. Or try and shorten it sometimes, so it might just be Krisi. Or Krishi. Oh, sorry, Krishi. My bad. There's a she on the end there, not C. She. Or in the case of Squawk, I just miss him entirely. So don't take it to heart if I mispronounce your name. I will try and get it right, but I will mess it up. Can't get my name right sometimes. Is this a new account, Ryan, or is this the same account but you've changed the name? Because if it's a new account, your points won't transfer over just yet. It'll work if it's just a rename, because I've changed that. Same account. So, luckily, with what I've done earlier on 1 versus 100, it should, in theory, carry the points over. I mean, we can test that theory out by going and checking your rank. Apparently, there is no ranking information for you. Oh dear. Okay, so maybe my code did not work. But what we can do is we can adjust it later, I guess. So you're currently on 1,621 according to the cloud. Thankfully, the cloud is there. So we can add that later. Suppose really I should go to this loud here so you can all see me. Hello there. Thank you for the host there, Tipster. I think Connor was also hosting me earlier as well. Thank you for that. Welcome this evening to slightly out of schedule, but nonetheless, I think very welcome for everyone. 1 versus 100. We return back to the 1 versus 100, which we haven't played for must be like 5 or 6 weeks now, because we had Impossible and then we had Wipeout, and in between those we've had Duel Wednesdays. So it's been at the very least like 5 weeks since we've had anything like this. It would have been the GSM run, wouldn't it? It would have been the last time we played this. Would have been for Game Show Marathon. So that was at the beginning of, that was the 8th, up to the running of 8th and 9th of June. So that would have been the 5th. So there we go. It's been a while. I did undo the fixes that I did to 1 versus 100 with regards to displaying monetary values, because we're not playing for actual money this time. This is now back to Doots and Doots only. But it is the same game show. We do have 301 questions unused and currently 277 questions unused in the filter. That is filtering out expert questions, and it's also filtering out duel specific questions that people have now tagged, because there's now a new category called duel. If you tag your question with that category, then it will not appear in 1 versus 100. Similarly, if you tag a question with 1 versus 100, it won't appear in duel, that kind of thing. If you don't tag it with either, then it will appear in either. So that's those. Right, let's get this lobby underway. I need to change to this layout, which I haven't used for a while. Window game is the actual game layout. I turned the background music off because we're going to get Mr. Xylophone Player makes a return journey. Goji, what an interesting room code that is. Well, it looks like the extension's still working, which is always promising. Well, we've got 22 players in at the moment. So this should be 7 across, if I remember rightly. Yeah. Oh, we're up to 24 now. Yeah, hopefully the extension will work for the entire stream, but if it doesn't, then it doesn't, and whatever happens. I know we've had weird Twitch issues happen recently, including Twitch chat just completely bottling it. So who knows what could happen in the next 2 hours, but I do hope that you don't hold it against me and you just hold it against Twitch instead. Joss, indeed. They now have to 25 players with the addition of Catnip there. So we've got a quarter of a mob worth of players. This is the dream, is to be able to get like half the players being actual human players, but I know that's it is difficult to get to that. I'm very thankful for the 30 or so viewers I get on a regular basis for these streams, but do spread the word. Do spread the word about it, and try and get some more people in, because the more real human players we have playing along on these games, the better it is for everyone, really. Stand by for action. Anything can happen in the next 2 hours. Stingray. Da -da 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 -da. Yeah, I remember that. What was it in, like, in Marionation Vision? Marion Vision or something weird like that? Super Mario Vision? There was some really weird word they used for the specific colour. Super Marionation. There you go. Super Marionation. That's the one. Yeah, it's the specific the specific words they use for their colouring, or what, you know, whatever film technology they used. Super Mario Vision, now with extra "it's a me," yeah. Oh, did they really call it Hyper Marionation for the CGI version? I did not know that. That's a nice little callback they did for that then. You can't play this one, that's fine, Egg Fry. You can always join in later. That's the advantage of 1 versus 100, is that you can just join in and just leave whenever you want. I mean, it's up to everyone else if they want to wait 3 minutes before we start playing. I normally try and start playing at 10 past, but I guess I could push it to 15 past. Welcome, Toshi. Oh, just crack on. Alright, we'll do that then. We're up to 26. Let's start the first game off. And I'm going to change layouts on my stream deck. And hopefully 1 versus 100 will actually work. We'll see. Good luck, everybody. First contestant up this evening is... Oh, it's Harry. Well, congratulations, you win the million. Good luck. Harry, if you would like to play in voice, you know what to do. It's up to you, though. You can always just play it in chat. You want to go in voice? Cool. Well, there you are. Hopefully I've got all the voice stuff hooked up properly. Hello, Harry.
Hello.
Hello, hello. How you doing?
Hang on, I'm muting Quizbot. There we go. I could hear myself through the echo.
Oh,
I'm right.
Oh, really? Oh, really? You can hear yourself through Quizbot. Oh,
yeah.
Hang on, then that's not right.
Oh,
yeah, that's the wrong way. That should be going to. There we go. Try now.
Can I hear myself? No, I can't.
There we go. I just had the audio going to the default output, which is wrong. It should actually be going directly to my ears, not to the desktop audio. So there we go. That's all that sorted. All right. Well, welcome to 1 versus 100. It's not quite duel, is it?
No, it's not. I've never been. I've never been the one. So
have you not? Oh.
I've not.
You've obviously been really good in the mob, but yeah, you've never been in the one.
I always, whenever I'm last, it always goes on forever.
Yeah.
and then I end up like messing up or getting it wrong with.
Well, hopefully, we'll get you to do well as the one in this situation. Are you ready to play?
Yeah, go on then. Why not?
All right, let's get going then. Start the game in voice. Reveal success. And this is 1 versus 100. Good luck. And here is your first question. In which board game might you put Quizify on a triple word square and absolutely demolish your opponent's spirit? Is it Boggle, Bananagrams, or Scrabble? Mob, please answer now.
I was about to answer for them there.
I'm not seeing many answers coming in on the extension, I would say. Let me just quickly check that. Start the question timer. Oh no, wait, a lot of people answered before the timer started, that's why. Okay, phew. Okay. Okay, quite a few answers did come in. I just missed a lot of them. So, hopefully it worked. We'll see. Alright, yes, this isn't duel. You don't give your answers so quickly. What are you thinking on this one?
Well, Boggle is just in like a dome thing. You don't have any special squares. Bananagrams, that's just on a table, right? And well, Scrabble has triple word squares. So I'm going to assume it's Scrabble.
You want me to lock it in?
Yeah.
Alright. Hey, my C button actually worked on Stream Deck. So I'm actually still using the text commands in Twitch chat to do it, but I'm doing it via the Stream Deck, so it's a bit weird, but...
That's very fancy.
Yeah, it is very fancy. So I just press a button now rather than having to type it in. Scrabble is correct. I know all about bananagrams. Indeed, Tipster, I was about to say. Oh, quite a few people getting that one wrong. Is that because they couldn't answer via extension, or is that something else? Those that playing by the extension, were you able to answer properly, or did you answer incorrectly? Because unfortunately, 1 versus 100 I don't actually have all the logging information directly for that. Catnip misunderstood the question, which is fine. Daz said was incorrect. So I'm assuming everyone that did play by the extension answered correctly, so that should be fine then. Okay, I think everything is all right. Yeah, if you're playing by desktop, the extension should appear over the actual video output. If you're playing on mobile, then you can't play the extension because there's no mobile-friendly version of it. But it'll actually appear over the top of the game. All right, well, that's the situation we're in. We got...
I didn't duck it. Woohoo!
You didn't duck it, indeed. We had, what did it say? 6 humans and 2 AIs out. Hey, those numbers match up. Holy crap. How did that work?
It works. It works.
It's all somehow working, even though it's not been tested in 5 weeks. It's not enough to get to 1,000 doots, though, so we're going to have to move on to the next question. One versus 92. Oh, we got a cat rip command now. Okay, next question. If you want to pay respect to Vine, a service that closed in January 2017, for a length of time equal to the length of the video you could upload to it, how long would you pay respects? Is it 5, 7, or 6 seconds? Mob, please answer now. If you want to pay respect to Vine, service that closed in 2017, how long would you pay respects for? Alright, and that is everybody locked in. Any ideas on this one, Harry?
I am almost certain it is 6 seconds, so I'll just lock that in.
You want me to lock in C 6 seconds?
C, 6 seconds.
Okay. Let's do that then. Is the answer C 6 seconds? Is the right answer. And we're through the first 10 now. We're through the first 20 now. We actually got 20 people eliminated on that question, and clearly a lot of people didn't use Vine around those times. I mean, nowadays it's TikTok, isn't it? It's pretty much the replacement for Vine. So Farnham Ref, Cetra, Ryan, Grunkle, Talcott, Drago, Not a Jumble, Casfez, Tipster, Emsley, and Random Zombie all getting that one wrong. A lot of people saying that they thought it was 7 seconds long, but no, apparently the answer is 6 seconds. It's now 1 versus 72. 5,000 doots is yours as it currently stands. Would you like to take the 5,000 doots? Would you like to take on the mob?
I would like to carry on playing, please.
You'd like to carry on playing as you say. Let me hit the mob button. Hey, it worked! My mob button worked as well. Okay, 1 versus 72. Next question is... Which football team won the English Premier League in 2019? Is it Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, or Manchester City? Mob, please answer now. I'm going to thank Farnham Ref for this question. Of course it's a Farnham Ref question. It's football. Not the American one. That Samster profile pic just looks so weird from that angle. Alright, Harry, any ideas on this?
I think I remember reading or seeing somewhere that it was Manchester City, and so I'm very glad that came up. So, I believe I would like to lock in C Manchester City.
Locking in C Manchester City. Welcome, Quets. Did Manchester City win the English Premier League in 2019? Pause for tension. Yes, it is the right answer. I keep forgetting this one I don't have control over the tension on.
Is it completely random?
Yeah, it's a completely random time it picks to wait, yeah. Only AI got eliminated on that question, 4 in total. Actually, how many human players do we have left in at the moment? We have score count. I see you, score count. Drahuska, Connor, Lupine, Jerry, DMM, and Avti, and Samster are the remaining human players. So not many, actually. Senpai noticed him, indeed. Alright, you're up to 10,000 doots, 8 away from 25,000 doots. Would you like to take the doots or the mob?
Mob, please.
Mob it is. I think if I'm going to say doots, I'm going to have an alternate name for mob that starts with the letter D. People get on that. Next question. Which letter in the Nutella logo is in black? The rest is in red. Is it A, T, or N? Well, please answer now. Which letter in the Nutella logo is in black? Is it A, T, or N? Dominion, that's a strong word. Dare, maybe, I guess. Dare kind of works. Alright, Harry. Do you consume a lot of Nutella or not?
Nutella would most likely, well, I'm allergic to both nuts and dairy, so...
So there's a kind of double whammy effect on that one then, okay.
Not a good combination. The only way it could be worse is if it were goat's milk, because that would kill me. But, but, it's N, I'm pretty sure. I think it's just the start is black and then the rest is red, so CN.
Like to lock it in?
Tonight. Yeah, not lock in CN.
Alright. Well, they do get randomised. Death by Nutella, indeed. Well, Samster goes, I pronounce it N-Utella because of the difference in letter. Yes, N is the correct answer. Are you going to head off, Kurishi? Alright, good to see you. Lots of AIs going. Avti and DMM also going out on that question. Total of 15 members got knocked out. We still have score count Drahuska, Connor, Lupine, Jerry, and Samster, so that's 6 human players left. And you are 3 away from the halfway point, which would guarantee you getting sneak peeks on the next questions. You're not quite there yet, though. So, would you like to take the 25,000 dukes you currently have? Or would you like to take on Adair? The mob?
I would like to take on the mob. I can't stop 3 short of a half, can I? That would just be disappointing.
That's just weird, yeah. Alright. 1 versus 53, and your next question is... Ken Basin infamously got $1 million question wrong on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. What did that question involve? Was it presidential drinks, computer bugs, or Paddington Bear? Mob, please answer now. Ken Basin infamously got the $1 million question wrong on WWT BAM. What was it about? And that is the mob locked in. Any ideas on this one, Harry?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I actually don't watch many game shows, even though I take part in this fun evening. So I would like to.
Samson's like disgusting.
I'm sorry, I'm a disappointment.
Fake fan.
Poll the mob.
And which option would you like to poll on?
A.
You want to poll on A, presidential drinks. Why are you going for that particularly?
It seems like the most likely to me.
Alright, well let's see. We're using a poll and we're going to go with A, presidential drinks. 42 of the remaining 53 mob members chose that answer, so a majority. Of the human players, everyone apart from Lupine, that's still in, giving that answer. Lupine has given a different answer to A, presidential drinks. So, with that information, what would you like to go for?
I think I've got to go for A, presidential drinks then.
Lock it in?
Yeah, lock
Okay.
it in.
Locking it in. Is the answer A, presidential drinks? Yes, presidential drinks is correct. Yoo-hoo, no, it's Fresca. That is a kind of direct quote from Regis on that episode. It's sort of like one of the first series of the clock version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in the US. And yeah, that 4.5 minutes to play with it on something like that, and it was the certain buttons that you had to request drinks, and yes, it was Fresca was one of the answers. All right, well, we're past the halfway point. It's now 1v42. So you now get to see sneak peeks from this point onwards. Lupine was a human player that got knocked out in that question. We still have score count, Drahuska, Connor, Jerry, and Samster, though. So let's have a sneak peek of the next question, and we'll see what you want to do. A T-bone steak is a combination of which two cuts of beef on either side of the bone? Would you like to take the 50,000 doots you currently have, or would you like to take on the mob?
I've still got two things. So I think it would be a bit boring. Two helps. So I think it'd be boring if I didn't take on the mob, and I have an idea as to what it is. So those two things combined means I will take on the mob.
You'll take on the mob.
I hope my idea comes up.
Well, let's see. Locked in on answering 1v42. T-bone steak is a combination of which two cuts? Is it ribeye sirloin, sirloin fillet, rump fillet? Mob, please answer now. And that is the mob locked in. This is Samster's question, so I presume Samster will be through on this one. Any ideas, Harry?
Well, I think it's the sirloin and something else. I thought it was the sirloin and tenderloin, but tenderloin hasn't come up.
Oh.
So I'm not sure. So I'm gonna rule out C. It would be either A or B.
Okay.
Can I ask the mob on B, please?
You don't get to choose. The ask will pick two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember how it works. Yeah.
Yes,
Can I ask
yeah.
the mob then?
For those that do not know, in the audience though, Ask will pick 2 mob members at random. One will have given the right answer, one will have given an incorrect answer, and it will reveal what answers they gave. It won't necessarily tell you which is the right and which is wrong, it just gives you out of A, B, or C what they gave, and then they're able to give their reasons as to why they gave their answers. So, let us ask the mob, and let us see. It does not pick out knocked out players, Egg Fried. It only picks out anyone that is still remaining, and it will prefer a human player if a human player picked it. So, let's see what it picks. We have 2 human players. We have Jerry, that gave answer A, and Connor, that gave answer B. So your elimination of C Rump Fillet earlier has not helped out here, because those are the 2 remaining options, A and B. So, so Jerry and Connor, state your reasons as to why you gave your answers. And also note, they do not have to be honest at all in giving their reasons.
I'm just glad it's not Tipster, because he'd definitely throw something else my way.
Connor, who answered B. The only thing I know about T-bone is it's middle of the animal, and you can see the T shape in it. So, yeah, complete guess. Alright. And Jerry? Jerry that answered A. A was kind of a guess, and kind of, I remember from cartoons that I think there's part of a ribeye in there. So one thinks there's a...
And I guess.
Pretty much that's what you have to work with. You do have 1 help remaining, which is trust the mob. However, since there are still human players involved, it will trust only the human's most popular answer. If there happens to be a tie between multiple answers, and the correct answer is amongst those, then it will pick you the correct answer as a good gesture, basically. It will never, do you in by RNG on that point. So, that's the situation we're currently in. What's your thinking?
Well, seeing as there wasn't a tremendous amount of help, I'm going to try to use some logic.
Alright.
Try to save my trust. I'm going to assume that I'm going to trust myself and say that it is sirloin and tenderloin. And that kind of makes sense, because you might have some sort of T-shape to do with the loin. And because I recognise ribeye and I don't recognise fillet, I'm going to hope that I am right, or and assuming that fillet is another name for tenderloin, or just get lucky and guess. And I'm going to say B.
Like me to lock in B, sirloin fillet, as your answer?
I wouldn't use the verb to like, but but I will reluctantly say yes, lock in B.
Okay, here we go. Locking it in. B, sirloin and fillet. This is the answer that Connor gave. Is it the right answer? It is the right answer! Congratulations! And who got eliminated? Quite a few AI got eliminated. Jerry Drahuska and Score Count did get eliminated, so...
how many did we have before? We had 42.
So we're down, we're down to 15 now from
27?
that. So 27 mob members got eliminated.
Oh,
and we're
I'm not quite beating the question of I had 28 or
and we've got Connor and Samster left in play. So according to Wikipedia, the smaller portion of a T-bone when sold alone is known as a filet mignon, and does have the tenderloin as part of it, as you sort of write. But yes, it is. I think also Talcott was saying there, filet mignon is cut from a tenderloin. Yeah, so there we go.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
It all kind of makes sense once you know it. So yeah, because of that, I don't know whether the other 3 human players that got eliminated on that one gave the same answer. If they did, then trusting would have been the wrong thing to do and you would have been eliminated because the minority actually got the right answer. However, it's 2 out of 5. There could have been another tied answer for 2, which...
Yeah, if only one of them had picked C. Then,
indeed. Drahuska did pick C, just out of curiosity. Thanks Drahuska, for giving that info.
Interesting.
And we know that there was also one that gave answer A, so... We do have a mixture of answers. Alright, so 15 away from the top prize, and you have still got 1 help left, which is Trust the Mob, which is getting very scary to use now that you only have 2 human players left to really trust on. 5 away from 500,000 doots. Would you like to take the 250,000 doots you currently have? Would you like to take on the Dominion of the Mob? Oh no, wait, we have the sneak peek first.
I would like to see the question first.
Which of these movies did not win a single Oscar? I'm forgetting the entire format again. So yes, that's the sneak peek question. Which of these movies did not win a single Oscar? Now,
I have a feeling this could be like the one with X in it.
Could it be a little fooler question possibly?
Oh, Sam.
You still have 1 help left. You still have the trust, so you can go down with a sinking ship if you want.
Is it Samster and Connor? Oh dear.
Samster and Connor are the 2 that are left in play. Yes. Yes, thank you, Elias, for letting Dupless know about that, and welcome, Dupless.
This is where I think saving the trust is actually. I gotta go for it, and then hopefully, if I don't know it, which I probably won't, I'm gonna trust. And if one of them gets it right,
well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. You only need one of them to be right to get through on a trust from now on.
So I'm gonna gamble because I want to get down to at least 10. So.
You gonna gamble?
Yeah. I'm
go for the mob. All right. Here we go then. 1 versus 15. Oh, by Ek, Connor says. So let's see that question again. Which of these movies did not win a single Oscar? Oh, Samster wrote this one. The options are The Wolfman, The Wolf of Wall Street, and An American Werewolf in London. Mob, please answer now. So not quite a sneaky 1 versus 100 star one, but still, The Wolfman, The Wolf of Wall Street, and An American Werewolf in London. Which of these wolves did not win a single Oscar? It's a nice written question, though. I do like it. All right, Harry, any ideas? Remember, did not win a single Oscar.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for that, because we all remember what happened last time.
we shan't mention the Connor situation.
Also the Beatles. Oh,
I mean, yeah. Well, that's yeah. Okay, that one as well. Yeah, fair enough. Can Connor be a command?
I thought it's Samster's question makes me quite happy because unless he's sabotaged himself on purpose.
Well, on a previous question, I think that previous question we had was also Samster's, and he said he wasn't particularly certain on the answer. He couldn't remember because it was written months ago. So
yeah, maybe
also
Sam threw it just to throw
it's
me
also
off.
that as well. He maybe just thrown it. Yeah.
But I still got Connor. Come on, Connor. I know, because Wolf of Wall Street had Leonardo DiCaprio in it, and I know he didn't. I know at least he didn't win the Oscar for that because his first one was what was the movie called? I can't remember. It was the one where he was in the wild and.
Oh yeah, I know which one you mean. I can't remember the name of it though. But yeah, it's just that long-running joke of it. Is Leonardo DiCaprio has never won an Oscar until that point.
Yeah, and apparently it wasn't even like.
Revenant, Avti's saying.
Oh yes, Revenant. I remember. Didn't he have to like go into a deer or something? I can't remember. But yeah. I've never even heard of the other two. I'm going to use my trust and hope that Samster didn't didn't sabotage himself to sabotage me. I'm going to use my trust.
There's no going back if you want to do this. You want to lock in trust?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Last help is being used. What's it going to lock in? The Wolf of Wall Street was locked in. What's the right answer? That is the right answer. The tension was completely broken. Yes. Thanks, RNG.
My strategy worked.
And you got exactly 5 AIs knocked out on that question, so you're now sitting at the precipice there. You're now at 500,000 doots.
Yeah.
And you are 10 away from the complete game. However, there are still 2 human players left in Connor and Samster.
2 very strong human players.
Indeed. 8 strong AI, and you have no more helps left. Samster saying Wolfman and an American Werewolf both got best makeup in an Oscar. So there we go. Right. Let's see a sneak peek of the next question, and we'll see if you want to continue on towards that million or not. Which of these clouds are associated with lightning among other dangerous severe weather conditions? It's an interesting one. I wonder if there will be a flip, though. Would you like to take the 500,000 doots? Or would you like to take on the mob of 10?
So, my dad is a photographer, so he knows quite a lot about clouds. And I believe he's told me which one it is. And obviously I don't want to say, 'cause, you know. So as long as it's not a trick, I should be okay. But I don't know how you would trick this one.
Here's a difficult one to trick from a basic standpoint.
Yeah, I'll go for the mob.
Gonna go for the mob?
Yeah.
Alright, doesn't sound particularly certain, but we're going in. 1 versus 10. This is the question again. Which of these clouds is associated with lightning and other dangerous severe weather conditions? Is it cumulonimbus, stratus, or cumulus? Mob, please answer now. So definitely not a tricksy question. This is just straight up knowledge. Cumulonimbus, stratus, or cumulus? And that is the mob locked in. All right, is the answer you wanted to see up on the board there?
It is. The answer I wanted to see was A.
You wanted to see cumulonimbus.
Yeah. And from Latin, for the C is kind of like not the kind of like I think it's the kind of normal rain cloud, is that because cumulus means like heap or something, like a mounded or heap or something in Latin. So that's the kind of like normal one, I think. Stratus, that sounds to me like it's in the stratosphere or something, but that one.
that one, yeah.
A is the one which I remember my dad mentioning at some point. So I'm glad it's come up. So I'm gonna go for A and hope that everyone else gets it wrong and I'm right.
Lock it in?
Yeah, lock A, please.
Locking in A, cumulonimbus. Is it the right answer? It is the right answer.
Thanks, Dad.
And who got that wrong? Samster got that one wrong. Ooh. We're down to 1 human player. It's now Connor and 5 AI versus Harry. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. It's not Tipster's night, apparently. So, here we go. 1v6. Let's see a sneak peek of the next question, and we'll see if you want to play on against Connor and the AIs. Or
Whose question was that?
That was White Shadows. Here's the next question. K-pop band AB6IX currently has 5 members. Who is that 6th member referenced in the band's title? Now, I'm probably not pronouncing anything right about that, but that is how I am reading it, as AB6IX. It may be read a completely different way, but that's the way I'm reading it. Okay, would you like to take the 500,000 doots? Or would you like to take on the remaining mob of 6? Do you know your K-pop?
One which I have listened. One of my friends is really, really into K-pop, and so I have dabbled in some of it. But this is one which could be a trickable question, and I'm not over familiar with this band. I am very tempted to take them off, but I think if this weren't my first time, I probably would take on the mob, but I will take the Doots, seeing as it is my first outing in a 1 versus 100 match. So I will take the Doots.
Your answer of confirmation: you want to take the money, take the Doots.
Take the Doots. Take the Doots.
Taking the Doots. All right. Well, congratulations, Harry. You do walk away with 500,000 Doots. Good game. Does mean Connor is the remaining player and will be picked for the next round. Congratulations, Harry. How did you find that?
Good fun. Didn't get many questions that I was really confident on. There was a lot of which I was fairly confident on, but I think that makes it more interesting, really.
Definitely makes it more interesting, yeah. And we will see that question in future. It didn't get used, so we've seen a sneak peek, but it will come up again in future, I guess. So, Harry with the top XP, of course, being the one there running all that way through, and then Connor in second place. XP this episode, same as that. And oh my goodness, there is a lot of things going on with this. We have.
Why is there a -1?
We have -1s back again, people.
Spam the chat.
I thought I had done the implementation right, and I hadn't. So, apologies, Avti and Toshi, for scoring. How did Avti get a -1? Avti's got points already, surely. Avti got points for playing a wipeout. What the hell? Wait, did Avti leave? Avti was testing the extent. Oh. Have the points actually updated? Question mark. 11. No, they haven't. Uh-oh. Yeah, these XP values are completely whack. These are completely out of whack. Oh shit. Yeah, everyone's been given wrong XP completely. Oh dear. Well, I thought I had implemented things right with the new thing, but this looks like it's a complete break of the XP scoring. So
unless you've got backups, you might want to take a photo of the XP from this game, and then you could go back into the last XP game and.
Well, luckily I did do the cloud change, so I do have that info. And yeah, Avti should have an additional 99 there, and so yeah, okay. So I will be able to patch the scores up at the very least. The XP this episode will track properly, but this standings table is complete bunk until that gets fixed. So we can fix it in post, as everyone says. We can fix it in post. I think it might even say in. Let me just check. No, so that point value that the rank command's giving is wrong as well. Because that should actually be 11951 plus that number is 12. 1, 12, 2, 2, 4, something like that. Samsa should be on something like that. So we will ignore the scores that are being reported by the totals, but we will track this because this should be correct. This XP this episode should be correct. So keep an eye on that, people, and I will fix up the scores after. Apologies for that. Apart from that, did you have fun, Harry?
Oh, that didn't take away from the experience. It was really good fun.
Look at number 25 on the list. We have 2 cooking monkeys as well. That's cool. That's doing duplication stuff as well. Even better.
Maybe cool. I should have dabbled in K-pop some more.
Oh well. Yeah, also we'll fix that as well at some point. Yeah. Things will get fixed. So things will get fixed. We ignore this table completely and track this one. All right. Thank you, Harry, for playing as the 1. I was about to mention that, Farnham. Farnham did contact me earlier today about wanting to do some presenting / hosting, and I think that makes sense to do that in this kind of like slightly unscheduled version of 1 versus 100, to give those that wanted a sort of chance to maybe do it, during the guest week, to be able to do a brief test run of it while I'm still in control of the game. So the technical aspect still works, no problem. So yeah, Farnham Ref, if you do want to get in and do some voice duties, then now is the time to do that.
Would you be able to play, or would you still be getting the answer?
I could play, because this game does not at all give me any hints as to what the answer is. It's not like Wipeout and Impossible, because those actually give me all the information, but this game does not. It's a complete black box, so I could play the game in the background and track the game for the voice contestant and that, no problem. But I can actually play, so that is a very good
exciting
call.
Prospect.
Indeed, and I'm going to do completely horribly. I get to play my own game. Holy crap! All right. So yeah, Farnham Ref, if you are around, drop yourself down into Wait to be Dragged In, and we'll sort this all out now. Oh,
GG's.
This power I have. Joining the game. This is weird. Shouldn't be doing this.
You need to be the last one so you can be the one.
You're in vocalized, Farnham. All right, let me drag you down then. Farnham Ref, drag you down into Stream Voice. Welcome, Farnham Ref.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. Even more fun. It seem that I can now actually play this game.
Well, I saw at the start of the stream you were trying to look up your rank and you haven't got one, so it's going to be interesting.
Well, I know that I don't, because I force my score down to 0 all the time.
Yeah.
Tipster, hopefully, that is a good question. One moment, let me just check what that actually does podium-wise. That is a good call. I didn't think about that. Where is my...
What was that?
So because when you play in voice chat, the broadcaster messages get treated as if it's another player. And Tips are just saying, if I was to actually play along, would I be able to answer, or would it be treated as a broadcaster answer for the 1? So let me just check the code on that. I think I can play. Broadcast is the word I need to look for. Broadcaster can answer, because they have different timing windows anyway. The one that gets to answer after everything, so that's at a different time. So I think I can answer.
And also, do you need to clear down the list previously? Because otherwise, it's going to be Connor as the 1, isn't it?
Connor is going to be the next one, yes.
Okay, and then you're going to play after.
Oh no, I'm playing in the mob. That's the idea.
Right, okay.
I actually I just play in the mob. That's how it works.
Oh, right, okay.
I could use the extension, I guess, Egg Fried, but I can just use Whispers to Quizbot as well, because that's easier for me to do with my crazy monitor setup at the moment. I mean, yeah, I could also be the one as well, but I'll see if I can actually earn my way to be the one. Hey, let's go with that.
I think that's a fair way to do it.
It's a fair way to do it. All right. Okay, I'm going to hand off all the presenting. That's a good word, isn't it? Presenting duties over to Farnham. I'll drag in Connor for you as well.
Okay, lovely. Thank you very much, Ash. Okay, Connor, are you there?
I am here. Hello.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm all right. This is different.
This is going to be very, very different, I think, for all of us. So let's just see what happens then.
Yeah, here's hoping.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so ready to take on Ash and the mob?
As I'll ever be, sure.
Okay then, let's go. Yes, Catnip, the referee of the show. I'm taking over. Okay, so yeah, we're starting the game. Invoice. Okay, it is 1 versus 100. Here it is, your first question. In 2011, a question from The Chase left Bradley Walsh in stitches. Was it Fanny Schmeller, Walter Pinge, or Andy Capp? Mob, please answer now. And that's all locked in. Right, Connor, what are you thinking on this one?
No need to think about this one. It's a Fanny Schmeller. Can you please lock that in?
Okay, I will lock in Fanny Schmeller. I think we all remember this one. Correct answer is Fanny Schmeller indeed.
I'm through a question!
Woohoo! Let's see how many of the 100 got KO'd on that one. Okay, so 5. So yes, I'm out, unsurprisingly. Quex is out, and Drago is out as well, plus 2 AI. So we've only got 5 out. I can't ask you about the Dukes. So let's have the next question, please. One versus 95. Second question. Which singer played the female lead in the 2008 movie A Star Is Born? Is it Katy Perry, Kelly Clarkson, or Lady Gaga? Mob, please answer now. Yes, Catnip, it is your question, but is it going to stump Connor? Connor, what do you think?
I've seen this movie, and it's Lady Gaga who stars in it. So look and see.
Look and see, Lady Gaga?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let's see the correct answer. It is Lady Gaga. Correct answer. Let's see who's eliminated. Whoa. Okay, so not the jumbled numbers, etc. and score count all eliminated on that. Score count couldn't answer. We're down to 84 players left. So for the first time tonight, I get to ask you, do you want the Dukes or do you want the mob?
I've still got all 3 helps available, so I'll take the mob.
Bring on the mob. This You versus 84. Here we go. What is the first name of the person who stole $1 million in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Was it Diana, Adrian, or Charles? Mob, please answer now.
Another question on Millionaire.
Quite popular tonight. Wilex writing this one. Connor, what do you reckon?
I'll have no coughing to be helped on this one. So, it's Charles C.
Do you want to lock in C?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, so you've gone for Charles. The correct answer is yes, of course, C, Charles. How many are knocked out on that one? So Puzzle Dan is out and Catnip is out as well. I think on that one, I think the other options, if I've got it right, it's Diana Ingram and Adrian was the person sat in fastest finger first who was coughing, I believe. So we are down to 78, you're up to 5,000 doots. So, do you want the doots or do you want the mob?
I shall take the mob.
Okay, let's take on the mob. It's 1 versus 78. Next question. Locked Away is a 2015 hit song sang by R City featuring Adam Levine. What does R stand for? Rack, Rook, or Rock? Mob, please answer now. Look on Ash's face, he looks like he knows it.
Not a clue.
Okay, so question from White Shadow. Connor, what are you thinking on this one?
Okay, so considering our city is an artist, that makes me think it'd be rock.
Right.
I'm gonna go rock.
You want me to take rock as your answer?
Yes.
Okay, we will lock in C, rock, as your answer. Let's see if it's right. The correct answer is... Pause for tension. It is C, rock. Congratulations. Correct answer. Well done, Ash, as well. Let's see who's got that wrong. Whoa!
Holy crap!
Me, wow! Okay, so we've got Trioda, Jerry Ellis, DMM, Ryan, Emsley, Cookie Monkey, Egg Fried Cheese, Avti, Kazvest, and Lion CK all eliminated on 10 humans out, 16 AIs. Over a quarter of the mob eliminated on that one question.
Oh my god.
Wow, up to 25,000 doots. Wow, that's wiped quite a few out, and you've still got all 3 elks left, you say, so I guess the question's got to be asked, do you want to take the 25,000 doots, or do you want to take on the 52 mob members?
I've still got all 3 helps. Let's take on the mob. Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's bring on the mob. 52 versus Connor. Here is the question. During what stage of a drug trial is the effectiveness of the drug first assessed? Phase 1, Phase 2, or Phase 3? Mob, please answer now.
This.
It's good that we've got a camera on at least one of our mob members so we can see what he's thinking.
This is what's missing from this is the TV aspect.
Yeah. It's like we see the in winning lines in the first round. Yeah, he knows. No, he's not got a clue. So, Connor, what are you thinking on this one?
Oh, I have no idea.
Right.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ugh.
Are there any that you can rule out on there?
I think I'd be able to rule out phase 1 because you wouldn't really, or rather, personally, I wouldn't really test how effective a drug is in one of the early phases. So it's got to be one of the later phases, surely.
So you don't think it's phase 1?
No.
Okay. Well, you have got your 3 helps available. You've got ask the mob, you've got poll the mob, and you've got trust the mob.
Oh, wouldn't it be fun if Ask picked me?
It is all random, folks. It is all random.
Effectiveness.
Yeah. During what stage of a drug trial is the effectiveness of the drug first assessed? Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3.
Let's poll the mob.
You want to poll the mob?
Yeah.
Okay, we will poll the mob. What option would you like to choose?
C.
You'd like to see how many voted for C Phase 3.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look.
Oh, no.
So only 5 of the 52 mob members have chosen C. And that does include Ash, I believe. Yes, it does. We've also got... I can't see it. We've got Ash, we've got Harry, and we've got... Yeah, those are the only 2 human mob members who have gone for those answers. So this is either going to knock out a lot of mob members, or we are going to see our host with the most eliminated on this question.
Oh,
So having seen that, Connor, what are you thinking now?
I'm thinking it might be a B, phase 2.
You want me to lock in B phase 2 as your answer?
Now hold on. Chat,
Okay.
just in case, get your -1s ready. Lock in B, phase 2.
Okay, let's lock it in. Now, is that the right answer? The correct answer is... It is B, phase 2. Well deduced. So, who else is out on that one? So, it is just Ash and Harry. Knocked out 11 mob members on that one, so down to 41, 50,000 doots so far. You're over halfway, so we will be able to preview the next question. But firstly, I've got to ask you, obviously, do you want to take the 50,000 doots?
No.
Do you want
Other way
to take
round.
on the mob?
Other way round. You get the preview first, then you ask that question.
Oh, sorry, yes, ask me. Well, that would be the question, but let's preview what would happen next. Yeah, thanks, Ash.
No worries.
First mistake.
That's all right.
So, how many pairs of chromosomes does a dog have? Right. So, do you want to take the 50,000 Doots, or do you want to take on the mob?
I'm confident on this one. I'll take the mob.
You take on the mob.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 1 versus 4. See that question again. How many pairs of chromosomes does a dog have? 17, 23, or 39? Mob, please answer now. Okay. So, Connor, how well do you know your dogs and their chromosomes?
I only know this because I saw an episode of either it was Game Theory or Film Theory, where they go over the sort of like, I don't know how well chromosomes fit together and what happens if there's an even amount or an odd amount of chromosomes.
Right.
Which ends up differentiating how if an organism can reproduce. And I think it's 39.
I think it's 39. How sure are you?
I'd say I'm about 90% sure. So lock in C.
90% fairly sure. Okay, let's lock in C39. Is 39 the correct answer? It is the correct answer. Well done. Very well done. That's a tricky one. Right, let's see who is out on that one. Oh my goodness. Right, so 16 knocked out in that. We've lost Drahuska, Lupine, Talcott, and Daz from that one. So 3/4 of the mob are gone. Down to 25, you're up to 100,000 Doots, 5 away from 250,000 Doots. Let's have a sneak peek at the next question. Which of the following does not describe a host of a version of Big Brother?
Oh.
Yep.
Wow. So, do you want to take the 100,000 Doots, or do you want to take on the remaining 25 mob members?
Right, okay. 2 helps left. I'll gamble. I'm going with the mob.
You're going to go for the mob?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take on the mob. It's you versus 25. Here comes the question and the 3 possible answers. Which of the following does not describe a host of a version of Big Brother? The host of 5 Minutes to a Fortune, the announcer for Haikyuu, a co-anchor of the early show. Mob, please answer now.
Okay.
It's one of those questions. And coming from Elias, we're not surprised, really, are we? Okay. Mob is locked in. Connor, what's your thoughts on this one?
Right, I can immediately rule out the host of 5 Minutes to a Fortune because that is Davina McCall, and she originally hosted Big Brother.
Okay. Do you know who the announcer for Haikyuu or a co-anchor of the early show was?
Not a clue on that one. I am going to ask the mob.
Gonna ask the mob. Right.
Yeah.
Okay then. So this will pick out a member of the mob at random who's answered the question correctly and one who's answered it incorrectly. Ash, I'm right in saying that it will prefer human mob members, yes?
Yes, indeed.
Right, okay, so let's see who it's picked out.
Ooh.
It has picked out Doppler's Force and Tipster. If you could both state your reasons why you think it's those, please. It also means that anyone who has chosen C, a co-anchor of the early show, you're going to be eliminated on this question. Okay, so Tipster says, okay, well, I panicked and picked at random. And what's Dupliss saying? Dupliss, I also knew Davina was the host of 5 Minutes for a Fortune, and I know Julie Chen was an anchor, so I went for B. So, what's that done for your thoughts there, Connor?
It's B.
You want me to lock in B, the announcer for Haikyuu?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll lock in B. The correct answer is Haikyuu is the correct answer. Well done. How many mob members have we lost on that? So we've lost
Tipster.
one. Tipster has got that one wrong. 8 other AI members, so 9 eliminated. You're up to 250,000 doots, 16 mob members left, and I think we've got 3 left. So Dupliss is left, Keshi Head is left, Random Zombie is left, and we have got another one by the screen there. Ash, down. Up. Row. I think it's 40. There is Samster. So I couldn't work out which one. So we've got 4 human mob members left and 12 AIs. Right. So before we see what you're going to do, whether you want to go for the 250,000 or not, let's preview the next question. Yes, Tipster. Tipster's tipped out. Okay, let's see the sneak peek. Which word cannot be formed using the letter names for the blocks in Tetris? Wow. So, do you want to take the 250,000 doots? Or do you want to take on the 16 remaining mob members? You're only 6 away from 500,000.
This is going to be a good
Tetris is saying mob. Lion TK is saying mob.
This is going to be a good question.
I'm going for the mob.
You want the mob? Okay. We'll have the mob. It's 1 versus 16.
This is going to be a good question.
Which word cannot be formed using the letter names for the blocks in Tetris? Still, tunes, or jolts? Mob, please answer now. It's a question from White Shadow. Right. So, Connor, what are you thinking?
Well, immediately I know that the 7 Tetris blocks are I, O, S, Z, J, L, and T. N is not one of them, so which word cannot be formed?
Oh, you could, Samster.
Yeah, good point there, Tipster. Someone's missed a trick there. Sorry, Connor. Yeah. So.
Yeah. N is not one of the Tetris letters, so it's which word cannot be formed? B.
Which word
tunes.
cannot be formed?
Tunes
Yeah.
cannot be formed. B. Lock it in.
Okay, we will take your answer. B. Tunes. So, firstly, is it the right answer? You sound fairly sure. It is the right answer. Well done. How many mob members have we lost on that one? Just 2, and Dupless is one of them. Yeah, you forgot J was one of them. Oh, unlucky. So we've got Random Zombie, we've got Samster, and we've got Keshi Head left in play. So 3 humans, 11 AI. You're at 250,000, 4 away from 500,000. Let's preview the next question. Which of these classical composers from the Guardian's top 10 composers of all time was the youngest when he passed away? So, do you want the 250,000 Dukes, or do you want the mob?
I've got a trust left.
You have got a trust left. Okay, what's that's not come out that well, unfortunately.
No, it's a bit too glowy. You can't really see it.
No.
Oh, no, you kind of. It's a bit difficult.
Oh yes, I see it. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So,
Probably a trap. Cetra, probably a trap. 3 humans left of the trust. That's a very good point, Alice. So, Dukes or dare to take on the mob?
I'll go for the mob.
You want the mob? Okay.
Yeah.
1 versus 14. For a possible 500,000, possible million Dukes. Here's the question and the answers. Which of these classical composers from the Guardian's top 10 composers of all time was youngest when he passed away? The one born in Thuringia 1685, Vienna 1797, Salzburg 1756. Mob, please answer now. And yeah, Ash, I think your face is the same as the remaining mob members. I have not a clue. Okay, mob is locked in. Is that one of Samster's questions? So I think Samster is still in play. So, Connor, what are you thinking?
Oh boy. Let me think about this one.
So I'll just read those options again because it happened so quickly. So, the one born in Thuringia 1685, the one born in Vienna 1797, or the one born in Salzburg 1756. Which of these classical composers from the Guardian's top 10 composers of all time was the youngest when he passed away?
The youngest.
Who was the youngest? Are there any that you can rule out?
I don't know. I'm going to.
I'm guessing the only problem you've got with the trust, the mob, is that, assuming Santa's given the correct answer, if the other 2 mob members have given the wrong answer, and you go for trust, you'll be eliminated as well. Is that
well,
right? Yes. That's it.
Kind of. If because there's only 3 left, if they've each given one of the 3 answers up on the board, so each is given with the same total, then it will pick the right answer out of that. However, if the 2 other players or whatever gave the same wrong answer, it would lock that one in. Yes, they would have to give the same answer for it to do that.
Right. I think this is one of those questions that we all refer to as a stinker.
Quite, yes. Right.
Oh yeah, quite a bit of a stinker.
I'm going to try the one born in Vienna, 1797.
Just before you lock it in, who do you reckon? Do you know which any of these 3 options are?
Not a clue. I think one of them might be Beethoven, but I'm not sure which one.
Right.
I do have all this information at hand that I can give after the fact, just for your information.
Okay, I was going to say, if you've got factoids available after that, would be extremely helpful. So, Connor, you're not going to go for your trust. You're going to go for B, the one born in Vienna, 1797.
Yes.
Want me to lock it in?
Yes.
Okay, we'll lock in B, the one born in Vienna.
Oh boy.
Yes, Puzzle Dan, this is evil. Is this the correct answer? It is! The correct answer, well done. So let's see how many we've lost on that one. Oh! So, random zombie and 6 AIs are out. You've taken half the mob remaining in that question. You've got 500,000 dues, and you're 7 away from the jackpot. Ash, can we have that factoid, please?
So, option A was Johann Sebastian Bach, who died at the age of 65, who's the oldest up on this board. Option B was Franz Schubert, died at the age of 31, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, quite young. But Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was option C, and he died at the age of 35, so it wasn't much between the 2 of them, but yeah, so there you go. 31 was the winning, or should I say, the youngest age.
Wow. Okay, so, and I think we've got Samster and Toshi that's left in. Who else? Because we've got Samster, obviously, yeah, getting their answer right. But so, yes, Keshi. Sorry. So Samster and Keshi, and 5 AIs remaining. Let's have a look at the next question. Let's preview the next question. Keshi, yours is a total guess. Well, they all count, so well done. So, what is the name of the 3rd movie in the Persona 3 the Movie franchise following Spring of Birth and Midsummer Night's Dream? Do you want to take the 500,000 dupes, or do you want to take on the remaining 7 mob members? Grunkle Squeaky, yes, when in doubt, send it down the middle.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you've got trust on 2 people as well. Good point, Elias. Or Elias, sorry. Do apologise for that.
I've still got a trust left.
You have.
And if I'm right in thinking that if one of those remaining human mob members selects the right answer, I'll automatically be given that answer.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Mob.
Yeah, take on the mob.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take on the mob. Yeah, thanks, Ash. It is 1 versus 7. Here comes the question and the 3 possible answers. What is the name of the third movie in the Persona 3 the movie franchise? A. Falling Down. B. Day of Death. Or C. Blood Red Skies. Mob, please answer now. And this question coming from Score Count. And yeah, okay, so factoids available afterwards. So we'll have a look at those.
We'll hunt those down.
Ooh.
So, Connor, what are you thinking?
Okay.
Beautiful.
Let's see. Spring of Birth, Midsummer Night's Dream. Let me think.
Oh, that's so clever. Okay.
Oh,
Are there any that you can rule out?
I don't think it'd be C, Blood Red Skies.
Don't think it's C. Any
No.
particular reason?
Not really.
Just no real thinking behind that one.
No. No real thinking behind any of them, really. Oh,
Kupo, I don't know what's in that chat.
We're in Final Fantasy mode, not Persona mode.
Right, okay. I think my response to that would just have to be Que.
That's the only Final Fantasy reference you know, is it?
I don't even know it's a Final Fantasy reference. I'm just saying it because it's.
Well, now you do. Now you do.
Even as the host, I'm learning something here, or just Joss or Joss.
Joss was fun. Hold on, I've got to try this. Hang on.
I've got my own command, partially.
Oh, there's a new command now for Que. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I think it might be A.
You think it might be A, falling down?
Falling down, yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to lock that in as your answer? Or would you like Ash to lock that in as your answer?
Yeah. A, lock in, please.
Okay, let's lock in A, falling down.
Yeah, it's all good fun, Catnip. It's all good fun.
Is it the right answer? It is!
Oh my god.
Wow, well done. So, have we lost any more mob members? We've lost 4, and they are all AIs. Oh my goodness.
So yeah, I have the info available, by the
So
way.
we've got Samsa, we've got Keshi, and we've got AI number 47, I think. That's a good guess if it is. Yeah, can we have a factoid, please, Ash?
Yeah, as Lupine was saying, he was looking for an autumn answer. You're looking for the US version, a fall answer, hence the name Falling Down.
Oh.
Yeah, the order of them is Spring of Birth, Midsummer Night's Dream, Falling Down, and Winter of Rebirth. So they are in seasonal order. When I read that fact, I was like, oh, that's damn clever. But so that's
very clever.
yeah.
Yeah. Right. So it looks like this game is possibly going all the way to the finishers, as we all love it here on Quiz Night. But let's have a preview of the next question before we get ahead of ourselves.
Still with a trust in hand.
Yeah. In the TV series Nightmare, which of these winning quests was completed the most times in the 8-series run? So, do you want to take the 500,000 Dukes? Or do you want to take on Keshyhead, Samster, and the AI in this question? The remaining 3 mob members.
Oh.
Yes.
As you said, you still have that trust lifeline remaining.
I'm gonna go for the mob.
You're going to go for the mob?
Yeah, I think I have an idea.
Okay, let's take on the mob. It's 1 versus 3.
Okay.
Ryan, go for the jackpot. This is a Nightmare question. In the TV series Nightmare, which of these winning quests was completed the most times? A, Quest for the Shield. B, Quest for the Crown. Or C, Quest for the Sword. 3 mob members, please answer now.
It's definitely had to be a Natter question. It's about Nightmare.
Yeah. So Nightmare of a question, as Puzzle Dan says.
Stop your puns.
I suppose you'll be punished for that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You're just as bad as Daniel Peake.
Right, Connor, what are you thinking on this one? Do you know your Nightmare TV series?
I do, yeah.
Okay. And what do you think is the correct answer for this one?
Oh?
I don't think it's A, because if I can remember rightly, I think all the shield was won once.
So you think Quest for the Shield was only won once?
Yeah.
Okay. So you reckon it's between Quest for the Crown and Quest for the Sword?
Yeah. I don't know which one though. Oh.
I suppose you've got to ask, would either Samster or Keshi know this one? I think some of our mob members were traumatised as kids by looking at the chat.
50-50 toss-up. Yeah.
It is a 50-50 toss-up. Yep.
Oh Jesus.
Tipster would want a Nightmare revival. And Emsley, I think it was on in the 90s. I think Ash may be able to probably.
Yeah, that sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, about the 90s. Yeah, 80s, 90s, that sounds about right.
I think it might be Crown.
I think it might be Crown. Why do you think that?
I don't know why, but I seem to remember the Crown being a more popular quest.
Right.
But I've no idea. So I'm going to try to trust the mob and hope that one of them answered correctly.
Okay, so you're going to trust the mob, hoping that either Samster or Keshi has given you the correct answer.
Yes.
Okay, let's trust the mob and see what they go with. Yeah, if you can push the nice fancy button there, Ash.
Oh.
So it's locking you in on B, Quest of the Crown. That was the one you thought it was. So would you have been right anyway? Correct answer is...
Oh,
It's
yes.
the correct answer. Sam's saying he's got it wrong. Oh!
No!
One! Oh my goodness. So Samster and the one remaining AI are left. It is a head-to-head battle. I can't say duel, wrong show. Oh my goodness.
And I had this video all queued up as well.
Oh. So it is Keshi Head versus Connor. Okay, right. Before we see if you take on Keshi Head or not, let's have a look at the question that could decide this. Goodness me. My first show, and they've got all sorts of drama here.
Oh. Oh.
In what year?
Oh.
In what year was Super Mario Brothers released?
I smell a
so
fish.
Do you want to take the Dukes or do you want to take on Keshi?
I smell a fish.
Yeah, trap.
Mob.
You want the mob?
I've come this far, let's do it, mob.
Let's take on the mob with one remaining mobster, Keshi. So for possibly 1 million Dukes, here is the question.
Oh,
the
please.
answers. In what year was Super Mario Brothers released? The same year as the demo of the
no!
first The same year as the release of the album Thriller by Michael Jackson. The same year as the running of Live Aid. Keshi, please answer now. Yes, it was one of those questions.
It had to be, really, didn't it?
And I guess it's quite appropriate for a question worth 1 million Dukes that it's not as easy as it looks. Right, Connor, do you know firstly, do you know what year Super Mario Brothers was released?
Yes, 1983.
1983. So can you match up with any of those three options?
Berlin Wall was 89, I think, when it was demolished.
You think Berlin Wall was 89?
Yeah.
You don't think it could be that. Thriller?
Thriller, I think, was released in 1983. And Live Aid, probably 1985. Yes, because Live Aid 30 was 2015. So yeah, Thriller, Michael Jackson, same year, B, yeah. Lock in B, please.
You want to lock in? Okay, let's lock in B. The same year as Thriller.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So first and foremost, did you get that question right?
Oh, please.
Pause for attention. No!
Ah!
It is the same year as the running of Live Aid.
You want the years?
Yes, let's have the factoid, Ash.
So, Connor, when you said 1983, you're talking about the original arcade game Mario Brothers, not the release of Super Mario Brothers, which was in 1985.
Ouch!
You were kind of close with Michael Jackson's Thriller. That was my birthday, but in 1982, so 5 years before I was born. And Berlin Wall was demolished just 5 days before my brother was born, November 9th, 1989. So that's where you all went wrong.
Oh boy. And it goes back to that acronym RTFQ. We did say Super Mario Brothers. That is seriously unlucky, Connor. I think we all thought that you were possibly going to be a millionaire tonight. Keshi did get that right, and he will be the next one.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Did you enjoy the game, Connor? Most importantly.
I did, yeah.
That is
I'm
really
so bummed
unlucky.
out now.
Oh dear. Oh.
Oof.
Oof.
Oh, that's a very cruel question. I think because who was it was saying earlier in chat? That was an evil question. It was a trap, as several alluded to.
Oh, man.
I mean, you got 1,182 XP out of that one. Keshi on 892. Harry WB 850. So, yeah, that is so unlucky, Con. I think most thought you were on course for a minute. Yet we still have a -1 at the top of the board. There. We know what the problems are. Actually, don't worry about that. Okay, Connor, thank you very much for playing. I hope you'll continue as one of the mob members. Okay, let's bring on our next remaining one to take on the mob. It is Keshi.
It will be Keshi indeed. I'll open this offer up to now to anyone else that wants to do a quick presenting slot, if you don't mind, Farnham.
No, that's fine.
You got yourself a turn there. I'll allow someone else to have a turn if they would like to do some quick hosting.
Wants to have a go.
Score count got there in first.
Yeah. Zombie.
Well, Score count would do it if Score count would like to jump in.
Cool. Okay. Thanks so much for that one, Ash.
No worries, Farnham. Thank you very much for doing the hosting. It allowed me to actually play this game of mine.
And didn't do very well.
Yeah. It's biology and drugs and things like that doing me over there.
Okay.
Oh, well. All right, Score count. There he is. All right. Thank you very much, Farnham. And we welcome now Score count to the presenting slot. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm not doing too bad. Our dear Lord and Master, how are you?
Dear Lord and Master. Don't say it like that.
Just a Josh as always. Anyway, how is everyone this evening?
Yeah, how is everyone this evening? We've got 39 viewers at the moment. That's a lot of viewers, actually. Thank you very much for everybody for sticking around for this.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of Quez going on.
Lots of Quez. The Chocobo is here.
Lots of Quez. The Chocobo is indeed here. Or is it Chocobo? I don't know.
I always pronounce it Chocobo.
Yeah, it's one of those Titus things. I don't really care. Don't really care. Don't really care either way, but at least for those in, at least be able to accept either pronunciation rather than just say, no, it's definitely this. It's not descriptivist, not prescriptivist. Okay. Well, we now know that Keshi will be the next one. So, hit the next game button. And I'll now hand it over to Score Counts to do all the presenting duties. Take it away.
Hello, everyone. Yes, first question is, how is Keshi playing today? It's up to you, indeed. You can just answer nice and quietly and leave me to talk to the empty air, or you can come in and have me torture you with words. He's logging into voice now. Okay, good.
Hey,
Lovely.
we're gonna have another voice game. Brilliant. Yeah, bit weird having the question reader and then just random assistant just trying to fill the air for a quiz.
Honestly, that sounds like it's probably happened before.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Red or black, probably.
There's Keshi Head. Let me drag him in.
There he is. Hello.
Hello.
How are you today, sir?
Very well, thank you.
Okay, so doing pretty well tonight. 500,000 dukes already from that last game. How are you going to try and aim to double it or triple it?
I'll do my very best. I'll have a go. See how these questions go.
That is the end. That is the aim of the game. So, therefore, I have the question to ask. Are you ready to play?
It is I'll ever be. Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 1 versus 100.
How very cheesy.
Oh, come on, I've got to be cheesy sometimes. First question. Which book would a lexicographer use on a daily basis? Would they use a Bible, a Necronomicon, or a dictionary? Members of the mob, 10 seconds, starting now.
Some great choices there. Just imagine Susie Tent with one of those.
So, good question to start off with, I think. Keshi, do you have any clues?
Yeah, well, Susie Dent on Countdown to Lexicographer. Vastly different show if she used a Necronomicon.
I think it'd be a better show, wouldn't you?
So I'm going to lock in my answer as C, dictionary.
Locking in C, dictionary.
8 out of 10 witches does count down.
You've locked in dictionary. Is dictionary correct? There we go, off to a good start.
Nice and simple.
Simple and clean. Actually, who in the mob got it wrong? Just myself and a few other people who aren't. Okay. 5 humans and 0 AIs. You're down 1 versus 95. Nothing really much else to report. DMM, Drago, Puzzle Dan, and Not a Jumble of Numbers. Thank you for playing. Keep playing for experience, of course. Ready to carry on?
Let's keep going.
Okay, let's carry on. This is 1 versus 95. Question 2 coming up right now. In which game show would contestants ask, "I want to plea, please"? Would it be Blockbusters, Nightmare, or The Crystal Maze? Members of the mob, vote now. Okay, well, how many of these have you watched?
All of them.
I'd imagine so. They're pretty big. I imagine that you might have a good idea on this one.
Well, there's only one of those shows that deals with letters, and that is Blockbusters.
Would you like me to accept Blockbusters as your answer?
I'd like you to take Blockbusters as my answer, yes.
Locking in A, Blockbusters.
Surely there's some puzzles in the Crystal Maze that deal with letters.
And Nightmare, but Blockbusters is your answer. Is that correct? Yeah, of course it is. Of course it's Blockbusters. But let's see if people in the mob got that wrong. Okay, you're up to 1,000 dukes. 8 AI members, 52, 27, 86. Just for example, getting that wrong. Thanks for playing. I don't know if you're actually going to respond to me, but hello. Right. You are now above 1,000 dupes. You've eliminated 10 mob members, which means from now on we can start asking the questions. So, for 1,000 dupes, would you like to take the money or take on the mob?
It's still early days yet, so bring on the mob!
Bring it on the mob. Moving on to the next question, it's 1 versus 87. Question is this. In which film was the phrase, "we're gonna need a bigger boat," made famous? Was it A, Titanic, B, Battleship, or C, Jaws? Members of the mob, answer now. Movies from a broad range of theatre history here.
That is actually the wrong quote.
Hmm.
Or going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah, movie quotes can be misdone sometimes, can't they? I mean, there's that Star Wars quote
yeah,
that everyone
Mandela
likes saying,
effect, yeah.
that everyone likes saying wrong. But assuming that it is only a slight misquote, any ideas?
I believe it's from Jaws.
Do you like? How confident do you feel about Jaws?
99% sure.
I think that means you'd like me to accept it.
Yes.
Locking in Jaws. Is Jaws the correct answer? Yeah, no Jaws of defeat going around you this time. But how many of those Jaws are wrapped around our mob? Cetra, Casves 1, Dazarino, and a handful of 8 AI members. Thank you for playing, but that was not the right answer that you gave there, so we'll be seeing you later. As for everyone else, good job. You've made it to the 5,000 Duke bracket. How's that feeling?
Pretty good. Very
Early days yet, still a lot of AI, still a lot of humans
Yep,
left in
still
play.
early.
Right, you ready for the question?
Bring it on.
Okay. 5,000 Dukes. Do you want the money or the mob?
I've got all my helps, still fairly early, so
Dramatic pause. Have we lost the connection?
I'm still here.
Hello?
Oh,
Hello? I think you're back. Am I having sound issues on my end? Hello?
oh,
Hello? I can just about hear you. Right,
you can
ask again. Money or mob? I think we might be having some slight technical difficulties here. I'm not sure we can hear each other.
yeah.
Yeah, keeps
Ash, is that
cutting
happening on your
it. Keeps cutting in and out on my end.
Oh,
Give us a moment, gentlemen. And ladies. And everyone else.
oh.
Okay,
All
you're
right.
quiet. We're quiet, but we can hear you.
Is that better?
There we go. You're
That's
back.
better, yeah.
Okay,
there we go.
Ad break over. Before we go after a quick technical intermission, Keshi Head was about to face the question. Keshi, money or mob?
The mob, please.
There we
Taking on the
go.
mob. Here we go.
There we go.
It's 1 versus 76, and here is your next question. Vanilla flavoring is made using which flower? Is it a crocus, a daffodil, or an orchid? Remaining members of the mob, answer now.
I don't know. I think it will make sense.
Okay, a fan of botany, Keshi?
Well, I know a little bit about this. I can definitely rule out daffodil.
Pretty sure it's not daffodil?
Sure, it's not daffodil, so I'm torn now between crocus and orchid.
Remember that you do have your 3 helps, which can help if you're a bit,
Yeah.
a bit torn.
I think you'd get saffron from the crocus.
Could be possible.
Yeah,
Of course, you could be getting the 2 confused.
could be. Yeah, could be. I think I'll use the help on this, and I think I will poll the mob.
Okay, if you'd like to poll the mob, of course, gonna ask the question. What answer would you like to poll for?
C, orchid.
Okay, we are polling for C, orchid. Let's see how many people picked that answer. 64 of 76, including a lot of human players, Tipster, Cookie, and Someone up there in the top left, picking other answers, Trioda. Everyone else seems to be pretty unanimous.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that? Does that make you feel a bit more confident?
Thinking on, I think I could have probably gone for that without using help, but I just wanted to be sure. So
It's nice to have the confidence,
yeah,
and it's what they're there for.
yeah, right. So yeah, please lock in C Orchid as the answer.
C, Orchid, lock it in. Is Orchid the correct answer? Like a healthy spring bloom, we're moving on. But how many of the members of the mob are wilting away? Cookie Monkey is out. A lot of people are going out. Tipster and Chioda obviously are also out. And 9 AI members, thank you very much. Valiant effort, but you're out. You've moved up to the 10,000 Duke bracket. Still 64 people in play. Still 2 helps remaining. You ready for the question?
I do have a little bit of info.
We have a bit of information.
Yeah, not much to add in, but the crocus is used for saffron, not for vanilla.
Exactly what I said in the question. Yeah.
Indeed, just to confirm that.
Just to give you a bit of a pat on the back on that one. Anyway, well, maybe that pat on the back will encourage you to move onwards. Speaking of which, moving on to the next question. For 5,000 dukes and with 64 members of the mob remaining, are you taking the money?
10,000.
Or are you taking the mob? 10,000.
I've still got 2 helps left, so yeah, let's keep going. I'll take the mob.
He's taking on the mob. Next question, here it comes. 1 versus 64. What is the name of a move that Backpack Kid performed during a live performance of Katy Perry's song Swish Swish and becoming a trend amongst children and teens later? Was it Soldier Boy, Floss, or Shoe Polish? Members of the mob, answer now. Okay. Time's up. How are you feeling about this question?
Really my kind of thing, this.
Not really sort of modern dance?
Oh. Soldier Boy, and that was years ago. And shoe polish? I've never heard of shoe polish.
On the same hand, dance moves and dance crazes from years ago can come back.
Yeah.
God knows the Macarena's still going.
Floss jumping out at me. I seem to have seen that, kids perform it, where they swing their arms.
It does seem to be a bit of a common trend lately. Yeah. Ash is refusing to give us a live demonstration.
Because I've seen it recently. I think I'll lock in and go for Floss.
Are you confident enough, though, to just go for it out of the blue? Is the question.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
We're going to accept Floss as your answer? Are we going to accept Floss as your answer? That is?
Yes.
Okay. Accepting Floss as your answer. Lock it in. Does seem pretty common nowadays and pretty popular, but...
It does have that swishing motion of the arms, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is it correct?
Hope so.
Dentist is very happy with you. How many of these people haven't been flossing lately? Catnip and 6 AI members getting that wrong. Still below that 50 line, but you have moved on to 25,000 dudes. I don't think there's anything else to add on this one, Ash.
Nope, nothing to add really.
Nothing to add.
Nope.
Still,
Nope.
A lot of AIs and actually many human players still in the game. Ready for the question, Keshi?
Let's do it.
Okay, moving on. For 25,000 dudes and with 57 members of the mob remaining, money or mob?
Let's keep going, mob.
Taking on the mob. Okay, 1 versus 57. God damn it, Catnip. Next question. In the game Counter-Strike, Global Offensive. Which of the following guns is the most expensive? Is it the SCAR-20, the Negev, or the AWP?
Oh wait, hang on.
Members of the mob, start answering this now.
I think now. It has to be that. It has to be that.
So yes, I do believe that we have seen this question, but it was turned down. You don't really have a choice in the matter. Are you familiar with the game that most people call CS:GO?
Heard of it, never played it.
The great prequel to Pokemon Go. Okay, I'm joking.
I heard of it, but never played it, so I really do not have a clue on this question. So I think I am going to have to use the help. I am going to have to use the help on it. Yeah.
Well,
which one to use in this situation?
Do you think that the plurality, as it were, of the mob know this, or could at least guess it, or would you rather rely on the wisdom of two people?
Well, since I don't know either way, I think I'm better off using the trust the mob in this case.
Would you like me to confirm trust your mob as your help and answer?
Yes.
Okay, he's trusting the mob. Remember, this is going to lock him in to the most popular answer given by the mob. Let's find out what that answer is. The most popular answer given by the mob was A, the SCAR-20. But is that the correct answer given by the human players of the mob? Can it? Very well. Yes, it is. Nice move to trust. Now,
thank you, mob. Thank you.
A good number of the mob got it right, but how many got it wrong? Dupless Force, Avti, Droff, Ash himself, Salcott, Harry, a lot of AIs, Samster. Wow, you've moved right up through the ranks. You've skipped 50 and 75. We've gone straight to 100,000 dupes on that one question. 27 members of the mob that got that wrong. So sorry about that. Must have been a very slim majority, 30 to 27, if they all pick the same answer. 100,000 dupes now on the line. Anything to add, Ash?
Yeah, rip me. I actually gave the answer as Negev because I always, well, this is going back to Counter-Strike Source days, which is what I used to play. I didn't play Global Offensive, and Negev was always like the most expensive and also just kind of useless. The next one would be the AWP, which is sort of basically the most expensive but really useful weapon. And if I look at the factoids, that is kind of in line with how I used to remember, although I think the SCAR is a new weapon that I'm not familiar with. Negev was previously valued at $5,700 and would have been most expensive, but has actually drastically been changed. Is now only $1,700. AWP or AWP, as a lot of people say, $4,750, and the SCAR is $5,000 on Global Offensive. So I went with all of the source values, kind of, and didn't know about Global Offensive being slightly different in its economy.
What is it? What even is Bitcoin? Well, all above my paycheck, but not above yours anymore, at least if those dollars were dupes. 30 members of the mob remaining. Are you ready for the question?
So they get the sneak peek, don't I?
You do get a sneak peek now. That's a good point. So let's have a look at the next question. Next question is, which national team won the most medals total at the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City? 100,000 dupes, 30 members of the mob. Money or mob?
Ooh, now then.
This is a bit of a salty question, Cetra, indeed. I can agree with that.
It is, yeah.
You do have your ask remaining.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel any safer? There is still a good proportion of human players as well, actually. A lot of them are sticking around.
Oh. I've still got that one out. Let's go for the mob. Let's do it.
He's taking on the mob. Playing it risky. It's 1 versus 30. Once again, here is the question. Which national team won the most medals total at the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City? Was it the US of A, Norway, or Germany? Members of the mob, answer now. Quite a few Olympiads ago, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we just had the. So this will be 4 Olympics back.
So 28th, I think. or the 29th?
I'm not really sure about that.
Got the question, thankfully.
Won the most medals.
Which one won the most medals?
Well, Germans are usually known for ruthless efficiency.
Have the answers given you any comfort? Do you feel a bit more nervous now that you've seen them?
Yeah, I do feel more nervous about this one.
Yeah. Is there any answer that you're being drawn to?
I'm being drawn towards Norway.
Nordic country.
The Nordic countries, yeah, they tend to do
Pretty strongly.
the Winter Olympics. I think I'll use Ask the Mob on this.
You'd like me to confirm that you'd like to use Ask the Mob?
The Mob, please, yeah.
Okay, we're asking the mob. This is going to pull 2 random mob members that pick different answers, 1 correct and 1 wrong. We'll then be able to hear their reasoning. If no members of the mob got it right, or everyone got it right, you're not going to hear much help from this. Let's see what 2 members of the mob we're going to see. We see Lion TK, who chose the US of A, and AI number 8, who chose answer C. Norway is incorrect. Anyone who chose Norway in the mob, I'm sorry to disappoint you, you're wrong. AI number 8 says it was a 50-50 gamble between A and C, and they went for C. But they're really not sure between those 2 answers. As for Lion TK, we're waiting on his response.
Oh.
Just give it a moment.
By all means.
How do you feel about the AI's response while we're waiting for...
Well, it's AI, so it's probably been scripted to say that.
AI are people too, you know? That's actually a reference to Tex Murphy Tesla effect, actually. Okay, Lion TK. He presumed home team advantage and the fact that they tend to win. Perfectly valid reasoning. How do you feel about that reasoning?
Well, I don't think there's really that many sports that the US tend to win it. They do well in the ice hockey and things of that nature. They do well in sort of the sliding events,
But
like
do they do well enough?
the bob, the luge, the stuff like that.
You've also got to remember that this question is asking medals total, so excelling in a few events isn't necessarily going to get you the point. Well, we've asked them off. Thank you, Lion TK and AA number 8. We'll turn your lights off. You now need to give me an answer. We know that Norway isn't correct, so in any case, it's 50-50.
That's thrown Norway completely out the window. I said that was the one I was more leaning towards.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll stay around Europe. I guess I'll punt for Germany.
Okay, I'm going to ask that again. Would you like me to lock in Germany as your answer?
Lock in Germany.
We are locking in Germany. He's going against Lion TK. Looking at AI number 8. Is Germany the correct answer? This is a big play. Tension music and correct.
Well done.
Germany is the correct answer. I have a feeling that a lot of them stayed on the ice, as it were. Emsley, Egg Fried Cheese, Drahuska, Conan27, Lion TK43, Fun and Red Quest, Joey Ellis, Long News Gaming, Random Zombie, and the Lupine one. All the human members knocked out.
Oh, wow.
5 AIs. All the human members getting that wrong. 14 AIs left to face. This is a very interesting situation. Human team, I'm sorry. Bow down to you, overlords. But as for everyone who got it wrong, no, it's not a first hamster, not by a long shot. As for everyone who got that wrong, sorry, thank you for playing. 14 AIs left in the mob.
Do have some info, by the way.
We have some info.
Yes, so if you were counting just golds, then Norway was your top bet with 13 golds. However, the question was the total number of medals overall. US won 34, Norway won 25, Germany won 36 medals in total. So there was only two between the top two there, between Germany and US. But Norway, yes, did best on golds, but not best medal count overall.
Yes, looking at the table myself, Germany excelled in coming second, with 16 silver medals compared to Norway's 5 and United States 13. But you got it right. You ready to see the next question?
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look at the next question, everyone. 21 questions right in a row. You're doing well. Here's your next question. What is the name of the player character in the video game Undertale?
Ooh.
This is an egg fried question.
This is an egg fried question. Interesting question as it is. 250,000 dukes, add on an extra half to the 500,000 dukes you won earlier, or take on the mob of 14 to try and go up to that 500,000. What do you think?
I've never played Undertale.
But maybe when the answers come up, you might remember the factoid.
It's not a game I'm really familiar with.
Yeah, you never know, really, though, do you?
I've got no helps left, and they're all AI.
That is true. I don't think anyone will criticise you for bowing out here, but
So yeah,
you have all
I'm
you
going to
want.
be a chicken, and I'm going to take my dukes.
Just for you to confirm, are you walking away with 250,000 dukes?
Would like to walk away with the dukes, please. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, cash your head, everyone. He leaves with 250,000 dukes to add to his 500,000 from his mob share. 750,000 dukes in total. Not bad, not bad.
Thank you.
Nice play on the Olympics question.
Sometimes you got to go gutsy.
Sometimes you got to go gutsy, and sometimes you got to know when to hold them and know when to.
Yep.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
You won quite a bit of XP from that, I imagine, if that's what concerns you. But no, definitely a great pair of games for you there. Second on the EXP leaderboard for that game was Line TK. Very well done to you. Jerry Ellis 279. A bunch of people. No, I'm just confusing my 2s and my 5s. Harry on 255, and then Quetz, Egg Fried, Connor, Drahuska, Random Zombie, Barnum, Autumn, and Lupine, and Falcon, and Emsley. Everyone getting in that little group that got bumped out there. 225. Avti and Duplis, of course, 210. Tips to 204, carrying over a bit of a streak, I think. Ash, yourself, 195. Not a bad work for you, eh?
It's all right.
Going down the board there. How do you feel about that game then, Keshi?
I enjoyed it.
Good. Hoping to get in the seat again sometime. Not tonight, but another
We'll
day.
have to see, won't we? Yep.
Of course. Well, thank you very much for playing, and thank you very much, Ash, for letting me do my awful cheesy hosting job.
That's all quite all right. It's a different hosting style, so yeah, bit of variety, spice of life and all that.
I am never going to be allowed on here again.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will.
But no, seriously, thank you, and yes, indeed. Quack.
Whose hosting is better, Farnham? Well, it's not necessarily who's better and who's not. It's just you have different hosting styles, and I have a different hosting style.
I'm still down to co-host with you, Farnham. Like you be the bad cop, I'd be the good cop.
So yeah, Harry, it's gone past the 2 hours that I normally have for the stream, so I'll probably call that for the end of this stream for now. So yeah, I'm going to say that's it. Thank you very much, everybody, for playing, and thank you very much for my presenters, Farnham Ref and Score Count. Much appreciated. Indeed, Friday evening there will be dual stream. Hopefully, he says hopefully. This was supposed to be a dual stream, but scheduling snafus caused that to change. But on Friday we will hopefully have Clive versus Grunkle, Lack as well versus Jerry, Catnip versus Connor, and Score Count versus Samster. Ignore those point values that it's currently chucking out, because those are wrong. They're not being updated properly. So do ignore those. Oh, thank you very much for the £2. No. No, I will not. I will not floss. No, but thank you very much for the £2 donation, Harry.
£2 is to fix the leaderboard.
Yeah, to patch up the leaderboard. No, I will not floss. That's definitely not happening.
Don't turn this into AGDQ.
No.
That Splatoon run might have been amazing, but it can
Oh, that was a little bit cringeworthy. That bit
good kind of
Splatoon.
cringeworthy.
Yeah, it is. It is one of those. It's just like, oh, really? No, that's not a question, Farnham. That is really not a question. We're not going to address that at all. Flossing is just off the table, full stop. Okay. So, like I say, I am not. No. Don't even think about it, people. I'm not even. Just no. Just don't.
Get Ash to floss.
No, just no. So yeah, thank you very much everybody for playing. Yeah, deal on Friday hopefully, and then next Wednesday, as currently planned, will be the super mega awesome duper mega stream, where we'll be playing hopefully all 4 of the game shows that we currently have going on. So we'll have a bit of Wonderwall, we'll have a bit of 1 vs 100, we'll have a bit of Wipeout, and we'll have a bit of Impossible as well. We've already addressed that somewhere on the Discord, Egg Fried, so because Score Count did ask that question and I said roughly what I was going to do time-wise for that stream, so there are details about that, so we'll get onto that. Those that do want to write questions, if you're not already on the site, just give me a message on Discord in DM or something, and I'll add you to the site. I think that's everything to say at this point. Can't think of much else. I think people have been posting possible emote ideas.
Unless you want to mention guest week.
Oh, I really should make a better mention of that as well. Yes. So, if you are on the Discord, if you look in the sign-ups channel, there is a master post there for guest week, which will be July 22nd to July 28th. And there will be roughly 3 streams, I'm hoping, during that week. At most 3 streams during that week. And I'm opening the floor up to the community to do some hosting and presenting of some shows, much like we just had with Farnham and Score Count doing some hosting duties. It will mean that there'll need to be someone technical actually running the stream, like, you know, basically taking my space at the moment. Which will involve being able to run the game and being able to connect to chat and manage the Discord for anything that's voice related. Wonderwall is a very easy one to run. It's pretty much autonomous. 1 vs 100 is a bit more manual. And then the other 2, I haven't actually built them as a separate game yet. They're still running in the Unity editor, but I should be able to separate it out and actually make it a proper build. But those will... the problem with that you'll have with Impossible and Wipeout is you'll need 2 monitors at the very least to run it, because it has 2 separate windows. It has the presentation window, which is what the stream sees, and then there's the behind the scenes window, which is what you can see, which gives you factoid information and things like that. So you'll have to have at least 2 monitors to run that, possibly even 3 if you want to have a proper stream setup like I've got, but a minimum of 2 monitors for the technical setup for those particular games. And of course, you can run your own game show if you want to as well. That's not a problem. The timing for putting your name down closes on Friday of this week, so if you do want to get in on that and you have a game show idea that is different, then you'll need to let me know about that before then, ideally, so that I can then make my decision on who's going to be doing these streams. And if you can try and... I know there's like this is the community's going, oh, I'll do this bit and this bit and this bit. It'd be great if you could also like get into proper teams
Groups.
and sort of properly submit yourself as a group or team to say we would like to do this, or we would like to do this. If you want to do different things, just list them as the different things you would like to do. But do submit it as a full entity, so that I'm not having to go, all right, well, this person wants to do this, and this person wants to do this, and I'm going to have to cross the strings and say yes. So yeah, if you can organise amongst yourselves those kind of teams, that would be better for me and easier for me to manage. And yeah, once everyone has submitted their proposals on up to Friday, then by the end of the week I will make a decision, I guess, and from then on, if there needs to be any sort of technical stuff handed over, then we'll do that in due course. Yeah, all of the things in Discord, in the sign-ups channel, definitely catnip, indeed. It's much easier than posting it in this chat and whatever. And anyone that's still out there that isn't on the Discord, there's your link to join the Discord. You are more than welcome. We chat about all sorts of stuff, including quiz and game show stuff, but all sorts of stuff in there as well. All right, I've whistled on for long enough. Any more score count?
Nothing from me.
Nothing from you. All right, well, that'll be the end of the stream then. Thank you
Join us next time on 1 vs 100.
That is the end of the stream. Thank you very much. Good night.